All right, beautiful people, welcome to a new mental reprogramming webinar. It's going to be a fascinating experience to see so many new people having this experience. So this is Marina's group friends. Yeah, Marina has experienced the mental reprogramming technique in the last 2 weeks. We met in Bali. I mean, we know each other since about maybe 2 years. But we met again at the party, and from conversation to another, next day, I helped her overcome some fears, some blockages, and she got very excited about the work that I do. I also gonna introduce myself very soon, but I'm gonna let Marina have the mic. So welcome everybody, and congratulations for being open, and congratulations, Marina, to invite your friends to experience this mental reprogramming technique. You can open your microphone, by the way, Marina, if you're there, if you can hear us.
Yes.
Amazing. How are you today?
Very good. Very
Fantastic.
good. Okay, so should I start talking?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I will ask for all of you, if you can, to mute your microphone, and then every time we talk with someone, because otherwise the camera will be changing. First of all, thank you, Emmanuel, for being here, for being open to do that. Yeah, I'm very, very happy to do this. And it's so crazy to see so many people that I know from like so many different places. Most of you actually don't know each other. And it feels really, really nice to see all of you here. Thank you for coming. It's good to see your faces. The only one that I don't know is Joseph. I will meet you tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, welcome everyone. So a bit about what happened with me. How was it? I met Emmanuel 2 years ago, and we didn't connect actually much. He's just one of the best friends of one of my best friends. But then we met again, I think 2 weeks ago, and I am going through a transition phase again. Hopefully the last one with Emmanuel's help. I am clearing a lot of beliefs about transitioning and changing and transforming and learning new things and just allowing more stability to arrive in my life. So 2 weeks ago, I shared with Emmanuel that I was in doubt about where am I going, about some career transition as well. I was going through several physical pain that has been sometimes visiting me for more than a year. So I've been navigating some issues with my stomach and other parts of my body. And it's very easy to talk about reprogramming the mind, but when you feel pain in your physical body, it's like not so easy for you to be just repeating something in your mind, believing something will shift. And I tried endless manifestation exercises, visualization, subliminals, all of that. And honestly, I could see some things shifting, but nothing related to the pain that I was feeling and some other things. And so I understood that it was related to beliefs in my subconscious mind and not something that was actually conscious for me. And I must be honest that when I met Emmanuel, he was so confident telling me about his journey. Like, I'm not suffering anymore. Everything's good all the time. Every time I would meet him, he would be happy and everything's good all the time. And then I couldn't believe that. I was like, this person is not, like, maybe he's lying or something. I can't trust that, How come he's always good, he's always happy, and things are all the time positive? It made me create some mistrust, to be honest. I was doubting, And he started to tell me about his method. And in my mind, I was like, I'm doing this work for so many years, so much shadow work. how come you were telling me that in a session in like 30 minutes, you can change my my belief around my pain and I can end with this, like this can be over in such a short time? I don't believe that. And so I challenged him and he said, okay, let's meet tomorrow. I will offer you a session for free and you see for yourself. And so we did it. And he offered me 2 sessions. And in the first session, we reached some beliefs that I had, very deep beliefs about finances, about money. And still in the end of the session, I was like, is this real? Is this shifting something? But I could see some shifts in my mindset. But then 2 days after, I think, or 3, I was going through a really several physical pain. And I told him, and he said, I have a time for a session now. I can offer you a session right now. Do you want to have it? And I was like, yes. And so I had the second session with him, and I was going through really heavy pain in my neck and in my stomach. And after 20 minutes, the pain was 80% gone. And my mind was resisting that a lot because he was just commanding some things in such a quick way. And my mind was trying to create stories. And after the session, 80% of the pain was gone. And then in the end, he was like, how is your pain? And I was like, it's 2 now. In the beginning, it was like 10. He's always measuring to understand. It's very practical work. So he's always measuring in the scale of from 1 to 10 to understand, from 0 to 10 about this belief. And he said, today until the end of the day, the pain will be gone. Like tomorrow, no pain anymore. And it happened. So the day after, I woke up and I had no pain after a year of feeling pain, after 20 minutes of a session. And so because I started to cry, I went to my garden, I started to dance, and then my flatmate was like, what is happening? I was like, I'm free. Like, I'm not feeling pain anymore. And so I was super excited, and I talked with him and I was like, I want to learn this. Like, I want to do this with my parents. I want to teach my parents are suffering. Like, I need to do this all the time in myself and in others. Can you teach me? And he said, actually, I can. And so I invited him to have a webinar, and he accepted to participate because I wanted to bring to my friends. And that was my experience. And I'm very excited. I want to learn more. I want to continue doing every day. I want to offer this for people that I love because I know how many people are suffering physically, emotionally, psychologically. And so that's why I invited all of you for being here. So I really hope you give this a chance. And yeah, that's my story. I hope you all enjoy. And now I'll give the word to Emmanuel. Thank you again for everything.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Marina, for sharing this. So basically, I'm doing this work for many, many years, and there have been over 20,000 people that experience this technique, and I kind of got used to seeing miracles every day. But to be honest, the way you shared it today, it was like this guy is doing some magic. I was a little bit detached from the story. I was like, because I normalize these miracles so much every day doing it, that now it felt a little bit weird to hear your story. Like when I told you, by the end of the day, you will feel no pain anymore. I was like, did I said that? And yes, I did. Crazy. Yeah, so welcome once again, everyone. So my name is Emmanuel Georgi. I'm 33 years old. I will share my story, but first of all, I want to set an intention for this webinar, for this group session. So my intention for you is to experience this method, this technique on a specific blockage or problem or fear from your life, as Marina did. And also in the beginning, I will give you more clarity about who I am, about the work I do, because it's not a magical healing technique. It is a very pragmatical method, and you can measure it, you can see results. It's always predictable and measurable in the results that you can see. No matter if you had the pain for 1 year or for 20 years, you will see the results instantly. I mean, it doesn't reprogram just pain, it does many beautiful things. So let's start with the story, then I will share more things about the technique, and then we will see together on what blockage shall we work on. Yeah, and after the session, by the way, I have a gift for you because I have a team of facilitators, and you will be able to also experience this technique one-on-one, a free session at the end of the webinar. I will show you how to register, because today we're going to do just a group session. But even this just a group session is very powerful, actually. As I do this work mainly in Romania, but I have also a YouTube channel in English, and I have some students, and everybody, by the way, can learn this technique. I don't have special powers. We all have special powers. I mean, I believe that I have special powers comparing to what the society is teaching us that we are. And it is a fact that we all have these special powers to change our life by doing these commands to the subconscious mind, by using these power words. But let's get into it. So I'm going to start with my story. So, as I said, my name is Emmanuel, and at this moment in my life, I live an extraordinary, beautiful life. And indeed, Marina, perhaps you start to understand and realize that I actually have a beautiful life nonstop every day. I am financially and emotionally free since over 7 years. I'm traveling the world. I have enough money to do whatever I want, anything I want. I have amazing friends, and I wake up every day with joy and enthusiasm, and I go to sleep with joy and enthusiasm. And I have this I can say maybe level of consciousness where basically I can let my mind think of any situation from the past, from the present, from the future, and I cannot find any negative emotions or fears. And I have weeks and even months where I don't have nothing to bother me, no negative emotion or fear. And when something is coming up, is usually at a small intensity, and I can reprogram it instantly. I'm not enlightened, but I live a beautiful life, I can say. I prefer to be very grounded, but my life wasn't always like this. So I was born in Romania into a very complex family where I experienced a lot of poverty and domestic violence, and I had a lot of traumas. You know, the Eastern Europe culture that were born in the 80s or 90s, there was a lot of alcoholism and lack of education. And to make a little joke here, they say that Romanians only have two traumas. Either the father remained in the family and created a lot of traumas for everybody, or the father left the family and left a trauma. Anyway, that's a joke. So yeah, I grew up with this deep belief that I don't deserve to live, because my father made me my mistake, and he was telling me every day to leave the house, and he was very aggressive with me, telling me that since I was very young that he made me by mistake, and he was rejecting me a lot, and I experienced social anxiety and panic attacks until I was 26 years old, actually. And I used to be humiliated and bullied in all social environments I was in. When I was in the school, I used to have big problems with attention and memory. They used to call me retarded because I was also kind of physically and mentally retarded. I could never be present in the classroom to remember the homework or what the teacher were saying, because it was a lot of pain in my mind to be present. And even when I was 26 years old, about 25 years old, I was same height, like 1.86 centimeters, but I was 20 kilograms skinnier. And if you look at me now, I'm still kind of skinny. So it's very hard to take 20 kilograms out of me. But that was the rejection wound that was very physical, because also the physical body can reflect the pain and the traumas and the baggage that our subconscious mind gathered throughout our life. And because I woke up spiritually actually when I was 13 years old, and I've experienced some miraculous healings, and I realized that life is not really how the society, the school, religion is telling us. And I started to actually read a lot of books about spirituality, about self-development. And it was a long period of about 6 years where I also lived in London, where I was a student, where I couldn't sleep at night if I knew that in that day I was not doing something very significant and important to change my life. I was so desperate. I was waking up every day at 5 a.m. doing a lot of affirmations and manifestations and therapies and the hours of yoga, and EFT tapping, psyche, theta healing, timeline healing. All the money that I was making, I was investing in different retreats and different courses, practices. Even ayahuasca, I've done 24 times, and many other crazy psychedelic experiences. I'm not sure if there is something that I heard of that I haven't practiced until I squeezed all the potential from that technique and practice, and a lot of manifestations and crazy things. But because I was desperate to heal myself, to overcome the anxiety, the poverty, and all the traumas that I gathered throughout my life. And the conclusions, what I arrived actually after so many years of discipline and self-development and therapies, is that not a lot of things are working. And I was looking in my friends' life, because obviously my friends were the same like me. Everybody was living consciously, doing a lot of therapies and going to different holistic events and so on. And everybody had like the same problems and traumas and blockages in their life since many, many years. And yeah, as I said, the conclusion to what I arrived is that not many things are working. And I started to be very pragmatical when it comes to working with the subconscious mind. And yeah, I started to understand what is actually working, how I can measure the results. And from all the techniques that I've learned throughout my life, I created a simple system where I can reprogram using these power words, any trauma, any fear, any anxiety, or any limiting belief in few minutes, and everybody can see the results on the spot. And I never done any course or any program teaching or whatever. I even finish a teacher course actually, so I have a diploma of a teacher. I can teach at school and stuff, but I never practiced that. I never had that job because I wanted to overcome my social anxiety. So everything that I've done was just for me. And about 4 years ago, I started to apply this technique more on other people just out of curiosity, because I was well with myself and there were some people that were suffering. So I was curious, let's see how far I can go with this technique. And that after, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 months of doing these practices with other people, there was a huge wave of people coming over me, telling me, help me as well. So I created a course where I started to teach people how to apply this technique on themselves. And this is how I arrive here. Now there are over 2,000 students across the world that learn this technique. There are facilitators, and you can also become a facilitator. So this is my story very shortly. There are so many other things to share about my work, but I want to start. I also created a little presentation to help me with this, with the first part of the webinar. Okay, so I guess you can see my screen now because I want to do a special exercise with you. So what is this mental reprogramming technique? As I said, it's a method that you can release any negative emotions or anxiety instantly. You can change any limiting beliefs or fears. You can reprogram even traumas, detach you emotionally. And the most interesting part is that you can see the results instantly. Yeah. And this is what has created this enthusiasm around this method, that it doesn't take years of practicing. No, it takes few minutes and you see the results instantly. It's easy to learn and practice by anybody. There are over 4,000 testimonials and case studies that you can see on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of webinars and seminars that you can see on YouTube, like this one, but this is a short version of it, where I apply the technique on many people. And as I said, over 2,000 students. But I want to do a little exercise with you. So as I said, after working with so many people in the last years, I've realized something interesting, that everybody has about same fears, same limiting beliefs. Yeah. And if we go from this idea that everything is controlled by our subconscious mind, then the only rational conclusion is to make like an evaluation of the subconscious mind. So understand exactly what fears and limiting beliefs you have in your subconscious mind and what you have to work on. And with this exercise, you're going to have like a map. So to understand exactly where are you in point A at the moment and where you have to be in point B where you don't have any limiting beliefs. Yeah, and you're going to reach your full potential. And what we have to do is very simple. I'm also going to share this PDF on the WhatsApp group so you don't need to take a picture. What you have to do is very simple. To write next to each fear or limiting belief from this list, how intense and true it is for you on a scale from 0 to 10. For example, when you think about the belief that I'm not good enough, if you feel an emotional reaction and if you feel that is true, yeah, this belief is controlling your reactions, your thoughts, your decisions, and everything in your life. Yeah, it's very simple to work with the mental programming because it's easier to identify it. Obviously, in our subconscious mind, we don't have only beliefs, only the mental aspect. We have also traumas, emotions, and beliefs. But all of these three things are related among them. So every for example, belief has been installed in your subconscious mind after a trauma, and it has also an emotional um, attachment to it. But it's very easy to work with the mental aspect so you have more clarity. So yeah, you just write next to each fear how intense it is. Yeah, the fear of being lonely, the belief that I never have enough money. Yeah, the belief that I don't trust myself and so on. And once you do this exercise, you will have a clear map about where you are and what's happening with your life. Yeah. And it doesn't matter, to be honest, it doesn't matter if you use my technique, if you use other techniques. What's important is to measure these results because a lot of people are doing exactly what I've been doing. I used to throw a lot of energy healing and practices and discipline and therapies with the hope that maybe one day my life will change. The life is not changing by hope. The subconscious mind is not changing by chance or by hope. Yeah, you need to measure the results properly. Otherwise, you're going to see that another 5 years will pass and you're going to have same results, same reactions, same relationships, and you are the same. Make sense? Because I believe that all of the, for example, the negative emotions and beliefs and the reactions that we have in our daily life are the same. Yeah, that's why even neuroscientists are affirming that you operate 97% from our lives from subconscious programs and beliefs, which means that you wake up every day and you have same behavior, same thoughts, same emotions, same habits, same vocabulary, everything is repeating based on the subconscious programming that you have. So you have like an emotional baggage and you are carrying it with you everywhere you are. When I had the social anxiety, I used to have it in London, in Bucharest, in my hometown, everywhere, every day, I felt the same emotions, the same taste of that negative emotion. Yeah, but now I don't find it in the memory of my subconscious mind because changing the subconscious mind is not about manifestation, it's about changing your reactions because we cannot control the things that are happening in our life, but we can control the way we react. Yeah, because you can have $1 million in your bank account and you can still have the same fears, same anxiety. Yeah, you can have issues in your relationship and so on, but you can have maybe, I don't know, 2,000 euros in your bank account and you can feel extraordinary blissful. Yeah. So this is the first step to become aware, to see exactly where you are and what you need to do. And for example, I don't know, maybe you want to do regressions, meditations, and yoga for 6 months in order to improve your life. Okay. But before that, do this evaluation to understand where you are and do this exercise again in 6 months so that you measure the results. Because if you don't measure, nothing changes. Yeah. Make sense? Yeah. You like this exercise? Okay. I'm going to share it with you. Okay. What else should I share? So how this mental reprogramming technique works? So it works in 3 simple steps. The first step is to identify, to become aware of what you want to reprogram. For example, if we want to work on the fear of the future, okay, we need to see how intense it is, this fear on of the future from 0 to 10 in the beginning, to give it a number, to understand the emotional reaction that is attached to that belief. And then we do some commands. Why we use these commands? Because the subconscious mind does not listen to wishful thinking, to positive words, to affirmations, to intentions, but it obeys to commands. We have to use these power words, yeah, in order to give some shocks to the subconscious mind, yeah, because the subconscious mind was programmed by shocks, by emotional traumas, and we also need to reprogram it with same energy, with commands. Yeah, we need to give proper, clear verbal commands, and it will change. Once again, is something maybe weird for some of you, but if you read enough self-development books, you will see that many people are actually talking about this idea about making commands to the subconscious mind, and there are some other techniques that uses this idea. But what I develop is something that works instantly on specific problems in a shorter time. Yeah, and the last step is to confirm the change. Yeah, we never use this technique chaotically by throwing a lot of commands. No, we measure in the beginning, we apply the technique, and we measure after. Yeah? And we don't use entities, external powers, positive thinking, or I don't know, codes or energies that we cannot control. We use just the power of our consciousness to change ourselves. So it is a very clean process. Yeah. Okay. Questions. If you have some questions before we start the demonstrations, and we will find out together what shall we work on. So anybody has any questions about, I don't know, myself, the technique, or we're gonna have also a Q&A at the end after we do the demonstrations. But let's see if anybody has any questions about what you've seen so far, or you are speechless. Everybody's there present. Okay, then let's do the demonstrations. I guess you're all curious. So let's take a few deep breaths in. Let's be present. I know sometimes I maybe speak too fast or I get excited when I speak about what I do. So I have created like a little pool thing to vote what subject we shall work on, because with this technique you can reprogram just one thing at a time. Let's see how this is working. Do you see something on the screen, something that pops up like a list of fears? So choose what fear or blockage you want to work on. The belief that I'm not good enough, fear of criticism and rejection, fear of failure, a specific trauma, I never have enough money. Okay, so all of you, please choose your wish that you want me to fulfill it for you. Okay, so the belief that I'm not good enough is competing with the belief that I never have enough money. 50-50. Oh my God, this is so close. Okay, we have a little bit of fear of failure and detachment from a specific person. So let's see, maybe I will help you to fulfill two wishes today. So everybody has chosen. I mean, the belief that I'm not good enough is the same as the belief that I never have enough money. Very tight. Okay, let's do it another way. Raise your hand who wants to make more money. Raise your hand. Okay, let's work on the money thing. Okay, so we have decided we're gonna work on the belief that I never have enough money. So once again, take a deep breath, and you also might gonna help you to detach from a specific person, because to do that it takes just a few minutes. But with the belief, you will see that is a specific protocol where we need to find out what is behind that belief. But we're gonna get there very soon. So take a deep breath and think about the belief that you never have enough money. And see what emotional reaction you have in your body when you think about this belief that you never have enough money. Maybe think about your bank account or whatever triggers your negative beliefs about money. And now I want all of you to write in the chat how intense it is the belief that I never have enough money on a scale of intensity from 0 to 10, where 0 is not true for you at all, and 10 is the highest that it can be. So please, all of you, write in the chat how intense it is the belief that I never have enough money. Okay, looks like it's not that big. So 6, 7, 6, 7, 2, 7, 6, 4, 2. Okay, so it's not that big actually, this belief that I never have enough money. But we can work on it. But let's see how intense is also the belief that I am not good enough, to see which one is bigger. Because when you have a high self-esteem, you can also make more money. So they are related. Okay. Cool. So take another deep breath and think about the belief that you are not good enough. See what emotional reaction you have in your body. We don't need to do muscle testing to see if a belief is installed or not in the subconscious mind. If you have an emotional reaction, it is true. So please write in the chat once again how intense is the belief that I am not good enough. 3, 8, 2, 6, 11, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, it looks like this one is a little bit higher. We see some 9s here, 1, 11. Okay, so let's work on the belief that I am not good enough. Okay, cool. Let me write it here. I am not good enough. Beautiful. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna need some participants to do a special exercise of digging, because this is something important to understand about the beliefs. The beliefs are not individual. The beliefs are connected always to other beliefs, and we need to see what is the root of that belief in order to reprogram it. So it's not enough to reprogram the belief that I'm not good enough. We need to see what is behind it. So who would like to do this digging exercise? Raise your hand. I'm going to take maybe 4 participants. Okay. Joseph, and then I want Carrie. Joseph, you can open your microphone. Okay. Carrie, I think you opened your microphone. Do I pronounce your name correctly, Carrie?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Fantastic. Where are you right now on the planet, Carrie?
I'm in Bali.
Fantastic. Where about? In Ubud?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, let me write you here. Congratulations for the courage and your presence. So tell me how intense it is the belief that I am not good enough for you on a scale of intensity from 0 to 10.
Well, I put 11 because it's actually been really intense
Wow.
lately.
So you
Yeah.
have the highest number actually. So amazing. Okay. So, Carrie, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and I want you to answer only with the first words that are coming to your mind without giving me explanations. And if you try to give me explanations, I will stop you. And the purpose of these questions is to find out what is behind this belief, this fear. Okay? So just feel that negative emotion that you have related to the belief that I'm not good enough and just verbalize it. Even though you're going to say bad words, yeah, put aside the positive thinking, feel the emotion and just verbalize it as it comes out. What is the worst that can happen if you will never be good enough?
I just will continue to feel worthless.
And what is the worst that can happen if you feel worthless?
I hate my life.
And what is the worst that can happen if you hate your life?
I continue to suffer for the rest of my life.
And what is the worst that can happen if you are suffering and you will always be suffering?
I'm wasting my entire life.
And what is the worst that can happen if you've wasted your life?
I'd want to die.
And what is the worst that can happen if you want to die? If you will die?
I what's the worst can happen if I would die? Well, I would be dead feeling like I wasted my life.
And what is the worst that can happen if you wasted your life? You feel like you didn't fulfill your mission or your purpose, or you didn't learn the lessons, or what is behind this fear?
Just that I didn't succeed on my soul's mission.
Okay. And when I think about these fears, Carrie, what negative emotions you feel right now in your body? You feel like a heaviness in your chest or an emptiness in your stomach? Do you feel any negative emotion anywhere in your body?
Yeah, definitely just like a heaviness in my chest.
Okay, and what else do you feel on the chest? Anxiety,
What's the
fear,
feeling?
panic. Yeah, describe the
Um,
sensation and the emotion.
yeah, it's like anxiety and it's just like heaviness.
It's like a suffocation, like a tension, agitation.
Yeah. Um, I mean, do you want me to go into other feelings
No, it's
or
okay.
just the chest?
How intense it is, the emotion on the chest from 0 to 10?
Mm, right now, I'd say 9.
9. Okay, and you feel any negative emotion anywhere else in your body, maybe on the neck, on the stomach, or just in the chest is the most intense?
The chest is the most intense.
Okay. Kerry, thank you so much for participation. So I'm gonna take some more participants to do this exercise, and then I'm gonna apply the technique on all of you. And at the end, I'm gonna ask you to see how you feel, okay? After applying the technique. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go further. Joseph, are you ready?
Hello, yes, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Where are you from, Joseph?
I'm from Czech Republic, from Prague.
Amazing. Cool. And you're in Bali now or in Czech Republic?
I'm close to Bali in Gili Island.
Nice. Which one? Trawagan?
Gili Air,
Gili Air, the middle one.
the small one. No,
Yes.
the on the right,
Okay,
the closest to Lombok.
beautiful. How intense it is the belief that I am not good enough from 0 to 10?
It's 8.
8. Perfect. So you saw the protocol, yeah? So just tell me the first words that are coming to your mind without giving me explanations. What is the word that can happen if you will never be good enough?
I won't succeed.
And what is the worst that can happen if you will not succeed in life?
Mm, I will feel shame.
And what is the worst that can happen if you are ashamed of yourself?
People will say that my life wasn't enough.
And what is the worst that can happen if people will say that your life wasn't enough?
I will feel the same pain as I did when I was a small kid.
And what is the worst that can happen if you will feel that pain and suffering forever?
I will cry.
And what is the worst that can happen if you will cry and suffer?
I will jump back to the same cycle.
And what is the worst that can happen if you repeat the same cycle of pain?
I will repeat it again, again, and again, and the suffer will be worse and worse.
And what is the worst that can happen if you will be in this cycle of suffering and everything is getting worse and worse?
then that my love will just pass away
And what is the worst that can happen if you die?
without I meant like that I will just live my life without having a purpose or without doing something bigger than me.
And what is the worst that can happen if you live your life without a purpose and clarity?
Yeah. I'm back that I didn't succeed. I didn't prove my father that I'm enough.
And what is the worst that can happen if this will happen?
That I will die without that feeling that I'm enough, that I succeed.
And when you think about these fears, do you feel any negative emotions right now in your body, in the stomach, in the neck?
Yeah.
Where do you feel it?
Like the most is in my chest,
Okay.
around the heart.
What do you feel in the chest?
Like a high blood pressure and shaking. Also here, like behind the heart, in my back, I'm like shaking.
Okay, and how intense it is this emotion from 0 to 10 right now?
8.
Okay. And do you feel any negative emotion anywhere else in your body, or just in the chest is the most intense?
In my abdomen,
What do you feel in the abdominal area?
like it's like squeezing me from inside.
What else? What emotion it is sadness, fear, disappointment, frustration?
I'm like dizzy.
Okay. And how intense it is the emotion on the abdominal area right now?
6.
So Joseph, we have identified what we needed to identify. Thank you so much. I will take 2 more participants to do this exercise, and then we're gonna do the reprogrammings. Let's see who else wants to do this. Raise your hand. Okay, Lena. Lena, I send you a request to open your microphone. You have to open your microphone.
Yes, thank you. Now I have it.
Amazing. Where are you from, Lena?
I'm from Finland, but originally I was born in Russia,
Okay, amazing.
and I'm in Bali.
Fantastic. Beautiful life. How intense it is the belief that I am not good enough from 0 to 10?
I think it's I wrote 7, but actually it's more. It's probably 8,
Okay,
9, 8.
8.5. Good. So you saw the process. So just tell me the first words that are coming to your mind. What is the worst that can happen if you are not good enough?
I'm invisible.
And what is the worst that can happen if you are invisible?
I'm not exist.
And what is the worst that can happen if you don't exist?
I don't have any weight or voice.
And what is the worst that can happen if you're not important and you have no voice?
I'm nothingness.
And what is the
I'm
worst that
not
can
worthy.
happen?
I'm not worthy.
And what is the worst that can happen if you are nothing and you are not worthy?
Actually, nothing.
Okay, and do you feel any negative emotions when you think about these fears?
Negative emotions. Yes, I have tears. I have
In the throat?
in the throat, something left side, like a metallic object, pain in my head, left side. My voice changed. Yes, my voice changed.
And you feel like something is squeezing you on the neck, like a suffocation
Yes,
here.
yes.
And how intense it is this emotion on your throat from 0 to 10?
7.
Okay.
8, 7, 8, 8. I cannot even decide.
Okay. Then thank you so much. So we have identified what we needed to identify. So even though these beliefs might look very negative or painful, these are literally your own thoughts and beliefs. Perhaps you know about them that are controlling our life. So there is one saying in Romania that we need to have the courage to look in the devil's eyes. So we need to have the courage to look into those limiting beliefs, even though they are very negative and dark. We need to become aware of them. They've been installed in our subconscious mind throughout our life. We need to unveil them and then reprogram them. So don't worry if these beliefs looks a little bit intense. It is the reality, yeah? And we're gonna reprogram it very soon. Okay, let's take one more candidate. Okay, we have the Zoom user here. What is your name? Zoom user. You can open your microphone. What is your name? Can you hear me? No, you can speak. You open your microphone. Okay, if you cannot speak, we're gonna take another one. Who else wants to do this? Zoom user, your microphone perhaps is not working. Anyone else wants to do this exercise? No? Raise your hand.
It's Alexandra, you can speak. We need to hear your voice. Can
Just
you
one
speak?
second. Yes, I can.
Okay.
But what the fuck? Just one sec. 1 second. 1 second.
We can hear you, Alexandra.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Alexandra, congratulations for your courage. Tell me how intense it is the belief that you're not good enough from 0 to 10.
It's 3.
So it's
Can
not that intense.
But yeah, not that intense. But I
Okay.
think it's to my health.
Okay, and do you feel a negative emotion when you think about this belief that you're not good enough?
Yes, I think it's to my spine,
Where?
my back.
Your shoulders, on the back.
No, not my shoulders, like my spine.
Okay, what do you feel there?
I feel pain and tension. Like something is holding me.
It's like heaviness,
It's like
like a
yes.
burden.
Mm-hmm.
How intense it is, this sensation on your spine from 0 to 10?
It's very big. It's like a 9.
Okay. Yeah, perhaps is something else there, because usually the emotions are on the neck, on the chest, and on the stomach. Perhaps it's something different there. Okay, so Alexandra, I'm gonna do the commands for you just on the emotions because the belief is not that intense.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna start to make the commands now. So I want all of you to be present. It's gonna take me about 10 minutes to make the commands, and basically how I'm gonna make the commands is I'm gonna command that each of these negative emotions and fears that we have identified on all of you to be taken from you, sent into the universal consciousness, and be replaced with something else. Yeah. And as I said, it's going to take me about 10 minutes. It's important to feel relaxed, Yeah, you can close your eyes or do however you feel, it doesn't matter. You need to give me your approval to do this, because I'm not allowed to apply this technique on anybody without their consent. Yeah, so it's important to also feel what negative emotion or sensation you feel in your body when you think about the belief that you're not good enough. Yeah, to observe and to have a clear point of reference how it is in the beginning and how it is after we reprogram it. So take a few deep breaths in and just listen to my commands. You don't need to repeat them. Just think about the belief that you're not good enough and see how you feel. I command that all of the negative emotion, and by the way, I will make the commands at the second person, so it's going to be as though as I'm speaking to each one of you individually. Yeah. I command that all of the negative emotion and sensation you feel right now into your back, spine, and shoulders, like pain, tension, heaviness, burden, suffering, and all the conflicts for which you feel and have all of this negative emotion and sensation right now into your back and shoulders and spine, like a pain, tension, heaviness, burden, suffering, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with happiness, joy, power, fulfillment, and courage. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that all of the negative emotion and sensation you feel right now into your throat area, like a knot, pain, metallic object, squeeziness, suffocation, fear, frustration, and all the conflicts for which you feel and have all of this negative emotion and sensation right now into your throat area, like a knot, pain, metallic object, like something is squeezing you, suffocation, fear, frustration. I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and replace with happiness, joy, power, fulfillment, courage. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that all of the negative emotion and sensation you feel right now into your chest, like a heaviness, pressure, fear, anxiety, suffocation, pressure, shaking, and all the conflicts for which you feel and have all of this negative emotion and sensation right now into your chest, like a heaviness, pressure, fear, anxiety, suffocation, shaking. I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with happiness, joy, power, fulfillment, and courage. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that all of the negative emotion and sensation you feel right now into your abdominal area, like a frustration, emptiness, squeezing, fear, sadness, and all the conflicts for which you feel and have all of this negative emotion and sensation right now into your abdominal area, like a frustration, emptiness, squeeziness, fear, sadness. I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with happiness, joy, power, fulfillment, and courage. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program, I am not good enough, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with the belief that I am good enough and I am always good enough. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program, I am nothing, I am not worthy, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and replace with the belief that I am everything, I am worthy, I exist, and I am free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program, I am not important, I have no voice, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with the belief that I am important, I have a voice, and I am free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program, I am invisible and I don't exist, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots and be replaced with the belief that I am visible, I exist, and I am happy and free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I live my life with regret and disappointment, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and replace with the belief that I live my life with joy, happiness, and freedom. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I have no purpose and clarity, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I have purpose, clarity, and I am free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I am in the same cycle of suffering. I cannot escape the cycle of suffering. I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I am free, I have an amazing life, and I love my life. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I am ashamed of myself and I don't like myself, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I love myself, I like myself, and I am free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I will not succeed in life, I failed in life, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I have succeeded in life and I have success. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I didn't accomplish my soul and my purpose in life, my soul mission and my purpose in life, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I have accomplished my mission and my purpose in life and I am free. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I want to die, I will die. I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I want to live and I live a long and beautiful life. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I have wasted my life, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I have success with my life, I live my life with purpose, clarity, and I am thankful. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I am suffering, I will always suffer, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I am happy and full of joy always. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that the belief and program I feel worthless and I hate my life, I command to be taken from you and send it to the universal consciousness along with all the memories and roots, and be replaced with the belief that I love my life, I am worthy, and I'm happy. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that all the receptor centers for the old beliefs, emotions, and programs of you to close and to open new receptor centers for the new beliefs, emotions, and programs. Okay, I'm going to take a few deep breaths. You can open your eyes slowly. You can maybe stretch yourself a little bit to be more present, to be more aware. Okay, and let's wait a few moments. Usually you should feel the change in 1 or 2 minutes, but let's see how you are. Kerry, let's see how you feel. If you can open your microphone, we're gonna start with you, even though we should wait a little more. How do you feel, Kerry?
I feel lighter.
Okay. How intense it is the anxiety and the heaviness on the chest from 0 to 10 right now?
Maybe a 6.
Okay.
But I had an 11 before, so.
Okay. So the belief that you're not good enough is lowered to a half for now. Okay. Let's wait a few more moments.
Yeah,
It should
but
go down.
I feel lighter.
Okay. It should go down a little more, usually in 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
How was the experience? How does it feel to not feel it that intense?
The experience was great. Yeah. It was nice to have those things said out loud and to have the opposite spoke.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And especially to have somebody else do it for you. To be
Enjoy
able to
the
just
change.
listen and take it and receive that. Yeah, to be able to receive that was, yeah, it was beautiful.
Enjoy the change. I'm gonna ask you actually at the end, after a few more minutes, to see how you feel.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's see,
Thank you.
Joseph. How are you?
I feel a little less pressure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel the emotion in the chest, in the abdominal area the same?
No, it changed in the chest. It's like 3 maybe now. Abdomen, it's like 2.
So on the chest has been lowered from 8 to 3 and the abdominal area from 6 to 2. And perhaps the belief that you're not good enough where it is now.
To be honest, I don't know. I can't decide.
So it's gone completely, or maybe it's a 1 or a 2?
I just can't number it now.
Okay. So it's gone.
First thought came to my mind is something like between 3 and 5, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Leave a little bit of time to integrate and you will see that it's gone for life. How was the experience?
It was nice. Actually, I have been using this kind of technique for maybe 3 years with some other kind of this therapy, or let's say it's called journey. So yeah, it's a little different structure, but the base is quite the same. So yeah, it was nice.
Amazing. Amazing. Congratulations. Okay, let's see, Lena, if you're there, let's see how you feel, and then I'm gonna ask all of you to see how you feel.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so because I cannot see this button, I feel lighter, and during the process, my eye was twitching, like it's like energy was flowing through me. So, and now I feel quite high, lighter. I don't have so much sensations in the body. My body wants to move. Like, I mean, but yeah, I surprised myself that I actually said so high numbers of my
How intense it is now, the throat.
the throat. 2.
Okay, so it's been lowered from 8 to 2.
So yeah, but 2. Yeah, I don't feel yeah, because when you asked me, I felt very sensations like like
Yeah.
like kind of, and now I just
Now it's
cannot
gone.
decide the number, so it's a kind of fully different state of being. Okay, maybe 1, maybe 2. I feel lighter, definitely.
Congratulations. Enjoy the change.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see Alexandra, and we will see if we have time to do one more reprogramming on the emotional attachment. How are you, Alexandra?
I'm okay, but when Marina told about this horrible pain she had, I have the same kind of very present pain nowadays, and I'm ready to connect it to everything, you know, like I think like, I want to find this key. So to say that you know, the pain disappeared, I couldn't. Uh, it's kind of very present in my body, so probably it's not the key.
Yes,
But
totally.
what's interesting that I'm doing also sessions to people, and I'm doing kind of the same thing. It's very.
I think I'm losing you. I think she's gone, right? She's out of internet. Okay. Okay, let's see how is all of you. So I want all of you to think about the belief that you're not good enough and to write in the chat how intense it was the belief in the beginning from 0 to 10 and how intense it is now. So you can write in the chat how intense it was the belief that I'm not good enough in the beginning from 0 to 10 and how intense it is now. So it's been lowered from 7 to 3, from 7 to now. Congratulations, Andrei. Melissa, from 2 to 1. From 7 to 4. Gary from 11 to 4. Joseph, 8 to 4. Congratulations. Johnny from 5 to 1. Lionel from Natalia from 3 to 3. Usually if it's a 3, it doesn't bother you. It was 8, now is 3. Lena from 8 to 1. Congratulations, all of you. So this is a quick demonstration of how the technique works. Yeah, this is especially a group session. If you want to experience the technique, ideally is to experience it one-on-one to see the full potential, but actually when you learn and you apply it on yourself, that's when you're going to see the full power of it. Cool. So guys, now I'm thinking maybe we have more time because this is going to take maybe maximum 5 minutes to do. If you want to detach from a person, I saw that somebody has, if you have maybe an ex-partner or a friend or a place, or even if you left Bali and you think about Bali, if you have like an emotional attachment to someone, yeah, would you like to work on this topic? Raise your hand who would like to. I guess we all have emotional attachments. Yeah, if you don't have emotional attachments, perhaps you're not much human, or as I believe as human beings, we get emotionally attached, and that's okay. So take a deep breath. This is gonna be a little shorter, and I'm gonna explain you what we're gonna do. So I want you to choose a person. It can be even ex-boss, ex-colleague, or any whom, or a friend that you haven't seen in a while and you miss him, but you definitely perhaps have an ex-partner that when you think about, you feel more pain. Yeah, because we get emotional attached to a partner. Yeah. So choose that person and close your eyes and think about that person that you want to detach from, and see how intense it is, the emotional attachment for that person from 0 to 10 when you think about it. And write in the chat that number. Nine, 10, 7, 4. Okay, we have bigger numbers here. 6, 5, 5, 5. Okay, not that big numbers. 10. Okay, and I also want you to think about that person and to observe something interesting, that you feel that person outside of you. And this is a command not necessarily addressed to the subconscious mind, but to the consciousness, because when we attach ourselves to something, to a place, to an experience, to whatever, the theory says that we leave a little part of us into that person. Yeah, a fragment of our soul, of our consciousness, of our energy remains in that place, in that person, and we miss the part that is missing from us, actually. And what I'm going to do with this command is I'm going to call back that energy that belongs to you, and it is now at that person. I'm going to call it and bring it back into your consciousness. So you will feel more integrated with yourself. Yeah. So this is how you detach from that person. Once again, this technique is doing many different things. Yeah, you can reprogram traumas, negative emotions, detach from a desire to transform it from a dynamic of lack and need to a dynamic of joy and enthusiasm. So it does many things. Yeah. But today you've experienced it only on fears, emotions, and now on emotional attachment. So close your eyes, think about that person, feel the emotional attachment that you have towards that person, feel the lack, the missing part of you. Yeah. And it's going to take me about 3 minutes to make the commands, and we will see how you feel. So take another deep breath. I command that all of your energy, all of the emotional attachments, and all of your fragments of soul, spirit, and consciousness that belongs to you and now are at that person that you want to detach from, I command to be identified completely from that person that you want to detach from, and bring it back into your consciousness and to be integrated with the rest of your consciousness. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. And I command that all of the energy, emotional attachment, and fragments of spirit, soul, and consciousness that belongs to the person that you want to detach from, that is now in yourself, attached to yourself, I command to be identified completely from you and sent back into that person consciousness that you want to detach from and to be integrated with the rest of their consciousness. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. And I command that all of your energy, your emotional attachments, and your fragments of spirit, soul, and consciousness that belongs to you and now are attached to the person that you want to detach from, I command to be identified completely and bring it back into your consciousness and to be integrated with the rest of your consciousness. I command that this change takes place now and forever into your consciousness and in all the levels of your existence. I command that all the receptor centers for the old beliefs, emotions, and programs and energy and consciousness of you to close and to open neurocenter centers for the new beliefs, emotions, and okay, and take a few deep breaths. You can open your eyes slowly, stretch your body a little bit, be more present. And let's see how you feel, how you are. Okay, and now think about that person. You can also repeat this exercise. I mean, not repeat, but think about that person maybe in 1 hour to see exactly how you feel. But if you detach completely, when you think about that person, you should feel that person inside of you. So meaning when you think about that person, you should not feel it outside of you like it's something out there in the distance. You should feel it within you. You should feel that you are at peace when you think about that person and there is nothing missing from you. So now write in the chat, once again, how intense it was the emotional attachment that you had in the beginning towards that person and how intense it is now from 0 to 10. So write in the chat how intense it was the emotional attachment for that person in the beginning from 0 to 10 and how intense it is now. So it's been lowered from 5 to 1, from 7 to 4, from 7 to 4, from 10 to 5, from 4 to 1, from 10 to 7, from 9 to 3, from 5 to 2. Congratulations. You should see maybe in a few minutes that it will lower a little bit. If you bring it to usually a 2 or a 3, it doesn't bother you anymore. But once again, this is just a taste. So congratulations. And now I want to give you this gift that I have for you, where you can register for a free private session with either me or one of my facilitators. And actually the purpose of this session is for you to experience the technique one-on-one. And if you see results, then you can take a decision if you want to go further, to enter our program where you can work deeper with that facilitator and learn the technique for yourself. You can even become a facilitator. I have the course in English, in Romanian, in Germany, in Italy, and in Spain. But only in Romanian and English is made by me. The others are made by my facilitators. So I'm gonna leave the formula right here where you can register for the free session. It's gonna be like half an hour session, yeah, where you choose something that you want to work on. The facilitator will contact you, you book the session, yeah, and then if you like it, you can take the decision, because this is how I operate. Nobody is allowed to buy anything from me if they don't see results in the beginning. Yeah, that's why I usually give this free session. Even in Romania, I have the same kind of funnel, let's say, where people experience the technique, and if they want, they can learn it, because my intention is everybody to learn it for themselves and to assume this power. Okay, questions? Or anybody wants to share? If anybody has any questions, you can open your microphone, or you can write in the chat whatever questions you have. You open your microphone. Go ahead, Johnny or Melissa.
Hi, and thanks for the session. The question is related to the attachment to the person, because there is two actually different point and different perspective. Whereas one, I see this person as a brother and someone that I look up to.
Yes.
So inspiration. From the other side, I also see the attachment of probably the little me, who kind of is attached to a need
Okay.
to this person. You know, like I'm able to
Right.
observe myself in this relationship. I'm like, there is a part where I admire him so much, and actually I believe that my soul and his soul, we chose this relationship to evolve together. And what I have experienced within this relationship, I never experienced it in my life. Like the growth of myself. His greatest gift is that he's a huge mirror. Being a water sign is a huge mirror for me. And therefore, I'm able to learn by projecting a lot of my shit onto him. But at the same time, I'm wondering and questioning myself, hold on 1 second. Is this actually fair, or I'm using him?
So it is up to you if you want to detach. This is not a fear, but we all have emotional attachment. Usually I don't reprogram much of the emotional attachment, only if it's too painful. If it gets too painful and is covering a lot of my thoughts in daily life, usually I detached from that person or situation or experience or whatever. But it's not necessary to reprogram the emotional attachment. I mean, this is something side, let's say, optional in reprogramming. Usually I focus a lot on fears, traumas, and negative emotions. With those, I don't negotiate. With the emotional attachment, I usually leave them there most of the time, because it's part of life. So it's a choice for you if you want to detach or not. So focus
I
on
want
fears.
to detach from a part of me that is also into this relationship?
Maybe you should do some diggings. There is some fears about that relationship that is better to work on in the beginning.
No, there is no fears. It's more
Some
about
limiting beliefs. There is something there that triggers you that you need to find out. Nobody is enlightened. We all have triggers, and maybe some conflicts in relationships. Even me, I have, but I don't bother. It's like the daily drama. I have so many projects and employees and things that I take care of, and you cannot, how do you say, make everybody be thankful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody wants to share?
I have a question. How did you my phone was interrupted, it died. How did you find out how to work with subconsciousness? Like how you're saying I command, and I'm very curious. How did you find out how to work with subconsciousness so it's basically working?
Because I practice all of the possible techniques about self-development therapies and changing the subconscious mind until, as I said, I squeezed all the potential that that technique or process can offer. And I understand how reality works, how the emotions are working, and I put together all the pieces. For example, the digging exercise is from the psychology, the commands is a thing that even Tony Robbins is talking about, but is not sharing exactly the process. So I've done a lot of research. I practice it on me, on others, and I simplify it. I applied it on different things. Yeah, that's why I've been looking to understand the potential of this mental reprogramming technique that I developed. So it's a lifetime of work, I can say. It took me 20 years of working with myself from a desperation and then working many years with others.
Congratulations, because it's quite a work, that a quintessence. Yeah. And I would like to ask, how do you work with pain in specific? Like you take pain as a point and you work with that,
No.
or you work through?
So 20% of the pains, from what I understand, you cannot reprogram them. That is the physical body. This technique, what it does, it reprograms the subconscious mind. But the pain, it can also come from the physical body. And if you look into the new German medicine, you will see that the pain is the process of healing, and you cannot heal the process of healing. So it's not as easy with the pain. I mean, Marina had more emotional pain, let's say. It was in the stomach, not in the bones, or
I see.
So if we insist long enough, if I do 1 hour session with you, I'm sure that at least 50% of that pain will be gone, but it's not just one command and it's gone most of the time. But it depends about the pain. If it's just a headache, easy peasy. But with the spine, we need to find out what is there.
Okay, cool. So I can chat with you separately for the session?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Carrie.
Yes. I'm feeling better for sure. Like it's gone down even more, so that's great. I feel a lightness that I haven't felt for a while. So thank you very much. What I'm wondering is, what about what if there's a belief that's like not believing in what you're doing?
No problem. Nobody's believing in miracles. Nobody believes that a stranger like me can come and heal you instantly like that. So it's not about the belief. It is a law, yeah. And the technique is actually working because we are spiritual, powerful beings, and we have the power and the ability to change our life because we live in this body. Who else can command to the subconscious mind to change but us? But you need
Okay,
to
so it's
understand
kind of
what are the power words and all of the details behind the technique to work. But we have the power and the ability to change ourselves, and the life have to obey. They have to.
so that would like trump any beliefs about like
You can
anything.
come with the doubt that it will not work, and if you apply the technique step by step as I teach you in the course, it will work. Nobody
Okay.
out of the 2,000 students, they never thought that they can do such miracles. It's impossible for a
Amazing.
human to believe this, but when they apply, it works. It's like when you drink water.
Okay.
You might not believe that you will get wet, but if you pour it into yourself, you will get wet. It's a law.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can I ask
Yes.
a quick one? Have you ever worked with type 1 diabetes?
I'm not a specialist in diseases, and I work with many people with different diseases, even with cancer. Like I have testimonials, and the way I work with it is with the new German medicine, which is a studying that shows how every disease or symptom in the physical body has a correlation with an emotional conflict, and we identify that conflict that causes that disease or problem or pain or whatever, and we reprogram the conflict, and after that the body is healing. So I work with a lot of physical illnesses, but that is a part of the course which is separate. I don't promote this technique as healing the body. It's not that legal to say that, but it does work. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But you will see that is a bonus on the course. It's not something that I promote or share. Okay. Anyone else has any question about the technique, about me, about you?
Yes,
So once
Emmanuel.
again, yes, new.
How long does it take to become a facilitator?
Maybe 2 months of work. You need to learn it. I mean, the technique might sounds very simple, but there's a different protocol for each aspect that you want to reprogram. If you work on the fears or on the beliefs or on the emotions or traumas, it is a different protocol that you need to learn and practice with others. You can practice it with other colleagues on the course. You can practice it with your friends, on yourself. First of all, you have to reprogram all that list. It's not going to take that long. And it's going to become natural to be a facilitator at some point. And on the facilitator course, I don't teach you anything about the technique, just how to apply it at a professional level on others, how to sell, how to promote, how to make a career out of this technique, let's say.
Thanks.
Cool. So I left the formula in the chat. If you haven't registered, do it. And yeah, I will see you at the private session, I guess. Next week, I might take some of you to do the session. I will see how is my schedule. I mean, I make my schedule anyway, but perhaps you will work with one of my facilitators. Marina, how are you? You want to share anything before we close this
Yeah, I would
session?
love to share. Actually, in the first one, yeah, I wanted the belief of money, but in the end, it was not what we worked on. It's fine. We already worked on this, on the belief menu. But I was very surprised by the second one because you said about detaching from someone, and I didn't expect to be attached. And then actually I was like, oh, it's just a 5, nothing's going to happen. But when you started to comment, and it was like 2 minutes, I felt something leaving my body. And so it felt very good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone. And I also want to mention about the physical pain, because Alexandra, for example, had the pain on her back, and you said my pain was emotional. Yeah, I don't know so much to talk about that, but Emmanuel was explaining for me a bit about it. And for example, he worked in two beliefs that I had, and in the same day by chance. And one of them was about actually not trusting men. And I would never expect that this somehow was connected to the other belief, I don't feel good in my body. And so these two beliefs, they were interconnected one with the other, because one in the end said, I cannot rest because I always need to do everything by myself, because I cannot receive from men. I cannot allow men to do things from me. And the other belief, I don't feel good in my body, in the end was an existential fear. My ego was using this pain in my body to prove to itself that it was existing. It was like a validation that I exist. And in the end, both of them, they were connected. And he decided to work this in the same session for me. He was very intuitive. And so I'm just sharing this with you because I don't know yet about it so well. I will learn soon from him. But the physical pain can have different types of emotions and sources. And so I hope in the one-on-one session, you can bring the belief that serves you the most for you to experience what I've experienced myself. So that's all I wanted to share. And yeah, it's great as well. Something that you didn't say that I think is important to say. I am a therapist and I work with people for the last 4 years of my life. And many of the systems that I use, they interact with my own energy levels. Not all of them, but some of them. Like sometimes a specific type of session I can do one time a day because I feel tired after the session, right? It interacts with my own fuel, my own energy. And from what I've been experiencing from this technique, it's so grounded and it's so clear, the system, that it really doesn't interact with your own energy. So you can give as much sessions as you want a day. You don't feel tired or anything. You're just like doing that as well. If you want to use in yourself, right? You have enough energy to do it. So I feel it's important to share this perspective of someone who works with healing as well.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So it's a clean process. Basically, you're giving me the permission to make commands. I command for that energy to be taken from you, send it to the universal consciousness, and replace with something else. So through me, nothing is flowing but my words.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Anybody has any other question before we close the circle?
I just wanted to say thank you for sharing that, Marina, because I also felt exactly the same. I was like, I really want to work on money beliefs. But I'd love to work on that one-on-one with you, Emmanuel. But I really felt that what you said about not trusting men, not being able to rest and can't receive, I really have been feeling the resonance of that recently. And I think, I don't know, as days keep going by and me being out in the world, I'm receiving a lot more from men in a beautiful way, and I'm reprogramming that. And I feel it's a really lovely shift, but also to be validated in that is being mirrored back in the same way, and how that might link to my money blocks. So I just wanted to say thank you for sharing vulnerably, because I feel the same. And thank you, Emmanuel, for holding this space for all of us.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
All right, beautiful people. So I will share also this webinar on the chat. I will send a list of fears. And if you have any questions for me, you have my WhatsApp number. you can contact me, and I will see you on the private sessions. Thank you so much for participation. Congratulations for your results.
Thank you.
And I will see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.